How you doing? Johnny Collins here. Now, something I get asked a lot is how to increase your discipline, right? Because people try these online training programs, and even if they suck and they're not going to work, people still can't commit to them. Something happens one day, they just wake up and they just can't get it. They can't drag themselves to the gym. They find themselves knowing what they need to eat, but just not being able to get it. Like not finding that drive to go and prepare that healthy meal they know they need to have. So how do you improve discipline? Now, this is something I talk about a lot, the sacrifice reward cycle. Okay, now the sacrifice reward cycle is a way of enhancing discipline by showing your subconscious that it actually benefits you. Okay, so there's a lot of ways we can do it. Okay, so sacrifice reward cycle. Okay, so the reason this gets destroyed in the first place is because sacrifice is your training or your diet, okay? Whatever it is, it could be something a PT's given you or something you grab from online, but essentially this is you putting the work in, slaving away at the gym, eating that healthy food. Now, if you don't see any reward from that, which people often won't because they're following the wrong sort of programming, then it breaks this cycle. It breaks it here, okay? They've sacrificed, they haven't seen the reward, they are not going to be inclined to sacrifice again, right? Because they didn't see any benefit from it. Okay, so the first thing I do with my clients is make sure they see results fast, okay? They're going to sacrifice, and believe me, it's a sacrifice. It is hard work, okay? They can fit it around their life, no problem. They need to be able to stay consistent, but it's hard work. There's no 5-minute home workouts in the morning around here. This is hard work. This is discipline, putting the work in and seeing quick results. Okay, if you look at the testimonial page on my website, you'll see that people within the first 3 or 4 weeks are blown away by the physical and mental transformations they're seeing. And that is because I need to fuel this as much as I can. I need this to be strong. I need to sacrifice and see huge rewards, because then what happens is they are hungry to sacrifice more. And if you joined my community, my team, the Sleep Filler System, you would see a bunch of guys that are desperate to sacrifice. And I mean desperate. I give them a challenge to do, and they're hungry for it. They want to do more. They want to push themselves more and more and more, because this cycle is so insanely strong, because they've put the work in, they've seen huge reward, so their mind makes that connection. Reward comes from sacrifice, sacrifice equals reward, keep fueling it. And you can practice this in other ways. You can strengthen this by doing stuff like taking a cold shower and immediately afterwards sit on the sofa with a brew, watching your favorite show. Hey, come here. What I like to do, is Bert, my little Irish Terrier here. Okay, I'll just do something horrible. I'll think, right, you know what? I'm going to focus on work for 7 hours straight. I'm not going to move. I'm going to just be in this deep work zone. If that timer goes off and I've stayed focused, I'm going to go on a 10K walk with Bert in the countryside with a packed lunch or a packed dinner after 7 hours, right? So that's a huge one. Amazing. And it just makes that connection that hard work to me equals a good, relaxing late afternoon. Do it all the time. Your day should be a constant sacrifice reward cycle. It should be you sacrificing, benefiting from it and seeing a reward, and then being hungry to sacrifice more. And then you get to a pretty crazy place. You end up almost seeing sacrifice as the reward, because you've made this circle, this cycle so strong, and you end up just loving the gym. You end up loving eating clean. You end up loving saying no thanks to that second pint to your friends at the pub. You just become so hungry to sacrifice because you just see this as one thing. You see sacrifice as just moving forward, dominating your life, enjoying it, and just reaping endless rewards, because that is what happens. Okay, so make sure you're not following a training program that has you doing a lot of this and doesn't see any of this, okay? Because you are just gonna lose discipline. Obviously, who wouldn't? If you're slaving away and not seeing a reward, you'd be crazy to carry on doing it. And I know a lot of guys do. They'll be training for years and years and years, and they say, I've never really seen change. But you're short-circuiting it, okay? We don't wanna do any of that, okay? We don't wanna be short-circuiting. We wanna make sure that this is nice and smooth. We sacrifice and we reward ourselves. Continuous cycle all the time. For every sacrifice you put in, you see reward. And that's why you need to make sure that your dieting, your programming, all that stuff is spot on, so that it fuels this cycle and it strengthens, and you love staying on track. That is how you increase discipline. The sacrifice reward cycle. Sacrificing, seeing reward, continuing and moving forward. Now, If that makes sense, but you're not really sure where to start, there's a button underneath this video call that says schedule a strategy call. This is a completely free call with me or one of my coaches, so we can talk you through the correct programming, diet, exactly what you can do and how we can build out a roadmap to get you that broad, muscular, jacked physique in the shortest space of time possible, so that you can see the reward and be hungry to sacrifice more and carry on moving forward. So if that sounds interesting, if you feel like you're a hard worker and you want to actually see results, click the button below, book a time, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Take care.